I'll just skip all of the dramatic parts or the ooh, how I get there, or even how I was feeling and stuff, and just get to the actual night that I decided that if I can't find something to help me, I'm going to kill myself tonight, that night. So throughout the entire day, I had been trying to reach out to my friends. And it's really weird because for some of them, I just came right out and said, I'm feeling really, really depressed and I really need to talk to someone. But maybe they didn't pick up on it. I mean, I had called everyone I could, and I still felt like it hadn't changed. I had been telling myself this whole time that my very last line of defense is going to be calling 9line. And I told myself, well, this is it. This is the last moment. I'm going to call this number and see what happens with that. And there's really nothing else I can say except for I called 9line and it was busy. I got the busy tone. And like, I don't even know how to describe how I felt then, because it's a mixture of, like, it was like I felt so hopeless that I went off the deep end and I just couldn't help but see how just almost hilarious, like, my last line of defense was a busy tone. I didn't even know that 9line could be completely filled up. I don't know why I didn't think it could be like that, and I mean, I hung up and I called again and it was still busy, and it was like, now what? I mean, I literally feel like lost. So I just sort of sit down at the computer, which had been open to the 9line homepage, and I just go to Omegle because I literally don't know who else to talk to. I went onto a website called Omegle, where the premise is like you talk to strangers, and it's a chat website. And you when you log on and you have your chat log, it just says you and the things you type and stranger, and that's all you know about the person. More often than not, the strangers you end up with, like, it's really fast paced. Like, you can just disconnect it and move on to the next stranger. And they'll be like, oh, ASL, or oh, I'm a horny teenage boy looking for stuff, or someone from 4chan that's posting Nazi symbols and ridiculous memes and things like that. Someone says something about a meme, I say something and I disconnect, or someone says hello, I say hello until they insinuate that they want to use a webcam, and then I disconnect. And I ended up with this, someone just said bonjour. And I've been taking 2 years of French at this point, so I'm just like, oh, bonjour, comment ça va? And I ended up chatting with that person for 3 hours. And a good hour and a half of that was in French. And it was a struggle because I wasn't that good at French. I specifically remember the point where they said, racontez-moi tes problems, like, tell me what's wrong. And I mean, it isn't like I went into a whole bunch of details. I just said, I've been feeling bad. I've been feeling alone. I've been feeling like a failure. I've been feeling all of these extremely negative things, and it's gotten to the point where I look at my life and say, this isn't a life worth living. This French-speaking person, whom I've never met, and to this day I've never spoken to again, said, well, I can already tell from just speaking to you for this long that you are the kind of person that I want to meet in Omegle. You're the kind of person that I would want to talk to on the internet. So if for nothing else, I wish that you wouldn't do this, because there's a need for you, if for nothing else, right here. And it seems so stupid in retrospect, but it didn't even like just click, but it was just, that was enough. You know, we ended the conversation and I messed around a little more on the internet and I closed my laptop and I went to bed. And I woke up the next morning and I went to school. And things didn't feel fantastic, and they didn't feel fantastic for a long time. And even to this day, sometimes things don't always feel fantastic. But it was enough. And I think I always sort of had enough, and I just wasn't willing to look at it. if I hadn't had enough right then I would have missed out on things that are so incredible. There aren't words for them. The word incredible isn't enough, and I would have missed out on them. And big things from my graduation and little things to just being at Webster right now and just seeing how perfect the leaves are turning colors this year. I mean, I would have missed out on all of this if I hadn't just one night just had enough.